Hello, I'm Alan Turing. I was one of the main physicists and mathematicians and logicians to work with the British during World War II. I helped them out with the Germans, or against the Germans, because the Germans had this Enigma machine, and they used that to encode all their information so it couldn't be viewed or read by other people, their enemies. And Alan Turing, which is who I am, I helped the most out of my entire team of people to crack that code, so to speak, and allowed the Allies to read the messages of the Nazis and the Germans. That really helped the Allies really step ahead in the war, and was one of the main reasons why they won. Not one of the main reasons, but really contributed to their win. After the war happened, I went to the National Physical Laboratory and I worked on the fundamentals of basically what is known now as computer science. Because when I was born in 1912, and between the time when I was born and when I died, which was 1912 and 1954, there was no such thing as really computers, so to speak, or what we have now, especially not what we have now. And the only thing even similar were mechanical computers, and those were not as fast, definitely not as small. They were huge and they were not really practical at all. And what happened was, even though there were no real computers, I developed a logic for what would happen and what would eventually run on modern day computers. And one of the examples of this is when I made a chess-playing computer, or I had the design for it. Nowadays that's really common, but back when I was alive, it was no easy task. And what had happened was I couldn't find anything fast enough to actually run the program, but I sat down myself and played a game of chess against one of my colleagues, and I went through the list of all the things that would happen if a computer had done it, and it said I did it myself because everything was fast enough. It took me over an hour for each move, but it proved that it actually worked, and my logic was correct. So eventually, decades later, nowadays, we have computers which run off the same principle and fundamentals. After the war, I was prosecuted because I was homosexual, and that was still illegal in the 50s, the early 50s, when I was prosecuted for it. I had a choice, either go to prison for life or undergo chemical castration. I chose chemical castration. That's why I'm usually portrayed as insane or weird at the end of my life. It's because my hormones were being messed with. And then 16 days before my 42nd birthday, I was found dead from cyanide poisoning. A lot of people say it was a suicide, but my family rules that it was an accident. So after that, or more recently I should say, 2009, the British Prime Minister issued a formal apology for the entire British government, saying that we were sorry and that I was a good person. Then in December of 2013, the Queen herself issued a posthumous pardon, saying that I was an honorary person and that they regretted what they had done to me. Thank you.